Moving on to race number 8. This is our feature race, then the trophy race on Sunday, the Members' Cup. 1,000-metre dash. It's a Class 3 contest headed by Game Changers. Joe Mera comes up with barrier 14, finished last on his last 2 starts. Multi-million, a 4-time course and distance winner, 7 Heavens. Blinkers on, drops in class. Lone Eagle, first dance in February. Lao Enlightenment makes his Hong Kong debut. Maiden winner out of Ireland. Highland Fortune, beaten favourite last time out. Hard Promise, barrier 6 for him. He's got a fair bit of early toe. Goko, very consistent, barrier 13. And Classic Unicorn, who was a smart winner, course and distance on debut. That was in class 4 though. He gets barrier 11. Got an 11-point ratings rise as well. And Weifeng Vinny, Wagner Borges from 14. Game Changers, 7 Heavens, New Asia Sunrise, and the ever-consistent Goko are the horses that have been on the road.
Yep, this is the 1,000-metre dash for the day. Classic Unicorn was so impressive on debut when he ran 55-1, defeated Gunner. He's drawn well as he comes up in class and takes on Multi-Million, who's been a real revelation this season himself. 7 Heavens has Blinkers first time, Hard Promise, Goko. They're all familiar horses lining up over this sort of course and distance. Good to fast. Maybe they can steady a little bit, the 2 on the pace, and good, but just depends on whether Multi-Million wants it on his own.
Yeah, here is Lone Eagle. Now, he's changed stables. He's now with Ricky Yu. All the gears coming off him, the cross noseband, the tongue tie, etc. Barrier 5, he works okay here. It's interesting he's stepping back to the straight 1,000. Lao Enlightenment, he's the first starter here. He's only a small horse here, 996 pounds. He's had the 5 trials and been gelded since he's got here, so he moves nicely. He's been enlightened as Lao Enlightenment. And the next one is Classic Unicorn. Now, he's dropped 44 pounds coming into this race, so I've been interested to see a paddock report from him, but he was so impressive last time, drawn well, and he moves okay here in the morning as well.
All right, okay, we've got a few to get through here. We'll start off with Multi-Million, who's got a great record, course and distance. Had Goko, very consistent. Weifeng Vinny gets back, Utopia Life and Sharp Style in behind, but he just jumps, he runs. He's got 10 pounds off his back as well with Alfie Chan riding.
Yep, should be pretty much a sit and steer sort of situation, you would have thought. And the weight off his back gives him another great opportunity to make it 5 from 11. He's been a really good horse this season, a real revelation, as I mentioned. And he's chased, obviously, a pretty smart one there. Goko's another one who's in the same sort of situation. He runs over this course and distance and is rarely too far away.
He's been honest and consistent, hasn't he? I've got both Multi-Million and Goko in. I think they're both good chances.
All right, Classic Unicorn was very smart when he won on debut. In a lower class, it must be said, but still did it nicely. Derek Lung takes over. Zach Purton rode here. He wouldn't be able to do the weight.
Yeah, look, he won really nicely, didn't he? He trialled really well before he got here, and then when he got here, he trialled really well. He's been going nicely, and I thought it was a really nice win from him. Look, he's dropped this weight. That was the only query I had with him. He's got a good draw, and he won on the bridle. So, look, I'll stick with him still.
Yeah, he's a real racer. You can see just there, the last furlong, he put his ears back and he really had a go. He carries his head a little high. He's got a lot to learn, obviously, but he's got a decent engine. Super Junior ran 3rd. He came out and won. Gunner ran well on Wednesday night. As Paul said, he's dropped 44, which is nearly 20 kilo. It's a little concerning, but he's going to be right up there and right in the finish, I would have thought.
He certainly will be. So Zach Purton was on board him last time out. He rides 7 Heavens this time for Casper Founds. Ed Sadler caught up with Zach again at track work.
7 Heavens, Zach, blinkers on, back to 1,000 metres, back in class. Does he get his chance to break through for his first win here?
Yeah, I think so. I mentioned to Casper a long time ago that I thought the straight racing was probably going to be a nice track and distance for him, and he's probably run his best race at this track and distance, and you know, he gets a drop in grade. You know, the tempo of this distance suits him, and he doesn't have to think too much because he's going in a straight line. It's just a matter of letting him get there at the right time, and we're going to have the right horse to chase down anyway, so he's going to know what his job's going to be.
Is that Classic Unicorn that you imagine you'll be trying to chase down?
Yeah, sure. He's got a lot of speed. He's going to be forward. He's got a light weight. He's coming off a nice win, so he's definitely the one to beat.
Did he impress you that day?
He went well, yeah. He's still very raw. Did a little bit wrong, but was still too good. And, you know, he's always shown in all his trials that there's something there. Like I said, he'd take a bit of confidence out of that and he'd be hard to beat again.
And just with 7 Heavens, you rode him in a recent trial. How was that?
It was okay. He's a quirky horse, as we know. He wants to rip through the middle of the trial like he's Hulk Hogan, and then when you ask him for an effort, he falls apart on you. So that's why I think the straight is a good asset for him, because the tempo's a bit stronger and he can relax a bit more, and hopefully therefore he's got more at the end for us.
All right, that's Zach on Seven Heavens, bit of classic unicorn thrown in as well as a bonus. Lone Eagle, stable move for him, and a bit of a break, and Lao Enlightenment as well makes his Hong Kong debut.
You can see Lao Enlightenment pushed on. He has quite strong form from overseas in Ireland, particularly in that Group 2 where he ran third behind a fairly nice one, beaten 3 lengths, but you can see he's pushed on. He's going to need the run. The other one does create a bit of interest for me, Lone Eagle, now with Ricky Yu. He led all the way in that trial. They ran 57.2. He's going to have to run quicker, obviously, there on Sunday, and maybe wanting a fraction further.
Yeah, it looks like he gets back and runs on over 1,200. So it'll be interesting to see how he does go over the 1,000. He's a quirky horse, so he plays up a lot.
I'd throw him in the exotics, Lone Eagle.
That Lao Enlightenment, Japan was the horse that beat him in that race. It bolted up at Royal Ascot.
It was impressive.
This is 1,000 metres at Sha Tin.
2-year-old, yeah.
What do you like, Paul?
I'm going to stick with classic unicorn. I will be interested to see what Jenny has to say about that 44 pounds that he's lost, though. Seven Heavens, I agree with Zach. I think that's a Quinella. Multi-Million's been very consistent, as has Goko. 13, 3, 2 and 12.
I've got the same tiers trifecta as Paul. With the 13 on top, classic unicorn. He's a real racer. Whether he gets overhauled by Seven Heavens is big question mark. I think it's definitely possible. We know he is quirky, but the blinkers on, a good barrier. He obviously, lost a race on protest earlier on in the season. Multi-Million's honest. He's got the weight off his back. And Lone Eagle's the interesting one for me. I'm happy to sit on the fence with Lao Enlightenment, but I think he's a nice horse for the future. Maybe next season he'll come good.
All right, we've all got the same trio there. But, yeah, classic unicorn for me as well in race number 8, the Members' Cup. Down the straight, that's the feature race. As we move on to the 9th event, don't forget it's an 11-race programme. Turf again for race 9, 1,200 metres the trip.